evening, everyone. I'm Dion Powell. I'm your host here tonight with the Bronx Libertarian Party. We have a few guest candidates to say a few words. And at this time, we're going to get straight to the point. I'm going to bring up the chairman of the Bronx Libertarian Party, Mr. Iman Torres, some words of inspiration and greeting.
Hey, for everybody watching, my name is Iman Torres, the current Bronx Libertarian Party. We're here to be at another location, another stop for the Larry Sharpe throughout the entire state of New York. We're gaining massive momentum now. The Libertarian Party nationwide. Joe Jorgensen is our presidential candidate, and she has already achieved ballot access in all 50 states. We're the only party offering solutions to every single issue across the board. So what we need for people to do is take at least 5 minutes, check out the Bronx, well, not even the Bronx Libertarian, the entire Libertarian Party, no matter where you are, whether it's Florida, California, Texas, in New York, all the way up to Maine, because we're the only ones offering valid solutions to any type of issue that this nation is facing. All we need is the votes. I'll pass it back to Dion. Once done on Torres, current Bronx Libertarian Party chair. Best way to reach me, Cash First 456 on Instagram.
Hello, everyone. Dion Powell here again. Basically, we have a candidate away from Harlem right now. They're coming up on the Republican line. We're very diverse third-party group supporting the train cause, real solutions, not about fighting. It's a two-party system. Running for state senate, all the way from Harlem to the Bronx on the program. I'm gonna let you get a little closer.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time tonight. I'm currently the Republican district leader for the 70th Assembly in West Harlem. I'm currently running for state senate, which is across West Harlem, East Harlem, Central Harlem, a little bit of Hamilton Heights, and parts of the Upper East Side and Upper West Side. We've had an incumbent for 3 cycles now that really hasn't focused on any of the major issues that are plaguing New York, which are homelessness, joblessness. We also have major problems with housing. And above and beyond that, we've got major taxation issues. I don't know if any of you were paying attention, but Albany increased your taxes by 2% on anyone who owns. And what that means is a cascade down to all of the property owners that are renting to you if you're inside of New York. I've been part of the Council Exchange Board of Trade, which is operating the federal opportunity zones. And one of my focuses, if I have the pleasure of your vote and getting into office, is that we want to bring the Fed money in next year. If you've also seen what the president has been talking about, HHS, as well as HUD and some of the other agencies are looking at bringing jobs directly into all of our opportunity zones. And if you consider New York, okay, inside of the 5 boroughs, many of the areas that you're looking at are opportunity zones that we can leverage, that we can work with, that we can help. In addition to these things, most of the focus that I have in getting to Albany is leveraging my know-how and what I've done previously. I've put bills on the floor in Rhode Island focused on blockchain and hemp. There's one currently pending legislation right now, which will be voted on in about a month. At the same point in time, I've been heavily involved in making sure that faith and freedom are protected. I've done interfaith work inside of the community for probably the better part of 10 years. And if you look at where a lot of the venom coming against libertarians and Republicans, independence line folks, and even anyone who's not affiliated right now, it's at taking apart religious institutions where in many cases, these are the only ones that are providing the first and last line of defense in our communities. The early morning food programs, the latchkey programs, the after school food programs, and food insecurity is a tremendous issue that we need to be tackling. All of this is kind of embodied in my plan. Everything is available at ozforny.com. That's OZFORNY.com. That's also that's my Twitter, my Instagram, as well as my Facebook. My personal is at Sultan, and I'm easily reachable there if you have any questions. What we're looking for is really simple. If you're inside of my district and you'd like to get involved, we're looking for more people to get involved. If you are in my district and you can vote, I'd love you to consider me as your candidate to send to Albany this fall. And if you have a couple dollars to donate, we're doing a small dollar campaign. I'm looking for $2 and $5 here. I'm not asking for massive donations. And I've already put 25 grand of my own money into this campaign. Okay. My focus for the past 5 years as district leader has been how exactly can we fix New York? And one of the biggest issues outside of all of this is anti-human trafficking. We've got little girls being ganked all over New York City. And this is something that we need to stop. And that stops with the focus on enforcement. That stops with reforming policing in a way that actually empowers the police to work with our communities, like it did in 1995, where we had block captains and we had block mamas and papas. But if we don't tackle these issues substantively and together, we are going to see more of the problems that de Blasio has brought us and more of the problems that Cuomo has brought us. And inside of a post-COVID era that we're looking at moving into in 2021, we need to have leaders that actually focus not just for us, but our communities and building the longevity of New York. This is a long path ahead of us. Thank you, and I ask for your support.
So I'm back. We on call again. Right now, next, I have a very special guest to me, one of my loyal friends from Brooklyn, Mr. Daniel Kreisman. He comes all the way from the Bronx with his bike. He's a great guy. He has a lot to say. I'm gonna bring up next Daniel Kreisman, all the way from Brooklyn.
I actually drove today, and I recommend riding your bike instead. Trust me. Oh God, the Bruckner was a nightmare. Anyway, oh God, there's so much to talk about. There's so much. No, I'm not speechless.
Okay, good.
I'm not speechless. However, what we need to do is we need to get moving. We need to get moving. You know, while the whole world was on fire, I want, like, every single one of us in this Bronx Libertarian Party was probably grimacing at the same exact thing. And we're all fighting the world alone. And we come back here and we go, man, if they just all made us be a basketball team or something, we probably would have done a really, really good job. So whenever we get together, we got to make sure that we work together. If we're not working together, you might as well not work and go on vacation or something. It's not worth the stress. We got to work together. We're facing a big problem right now, and here's the big problem. Police brutality. Police brutality has gotten so out of control, has been so dismissive of humanity, that cities are burning and people are rioting, and we're shut down over this civil disobedience that we have. We are not focused on the Constitution, and that is our ultimate sin. The cops need to honor the Constitution. We need to instill the Fourth Amendment. We need to instill the Second Amendment. Unless you're driving around, popping off rounds, and assaulting people, you didn't commit a crime. They shouldn't search your house for the gun. They're talking about defunding the police. Every time you look on Citizen, people are shooting up places more and more. You're out of your mind if you don't get a pistol and keep it in your house. And you're a criminal if you do. And the cops are celebrating that you're a criminal because you're scared and you decided to protect yourself. These are not cops that are following the Constitution. These are cops that are gaslighting you, telling you that they're following Cuomo's orders, and they're just following the boss's orders. If these cops were just, they would go straight up to Albany right now and arrest the guy. Okay? Sorry for getting a little out of control. But that's the truth. As we're going back and forth between, oh, the police brutality is not that bad, to, oh, they should have just shot the guy in the head with one bullet instead of wasting 7 on his spine when he had his kids in the car and justifying that, of course you're going to have riots, guys. What do you expect? What do you expect? We got to bring back humanity. If we don't bring back humanity, it's our number one sin, and we're going to continue to have upheaval over and over and over again. We have to end the police brutality. We have to bring back the Constitution. Enough's enough. Real quick, the way we do this. A cop isn't designed to be on patrol to try to arrest you. A cop is there to apprehend you after a warrant was implemented, and that's it. And if that's all the cops ever did, we would all love them, respect them, hats off to them. Instead, they're putting cases together against you so they can get a promotion. That is, no. There's a reason why there are people calling for that to be invalid. Because that is an invalid practice in America. It really is. We need to bring back the Constitution. In order for the cops to be able to defend law and order, they have to follow it themselves, and it's the Constitution, and that's it. That's all I got to say right now. Oh, yeah, that's not all I have to say. I'm running against Julia Salazar, the head of the Justice Democrats. The city, New York City, fell apart. I was out there in the rioting the whole time, okay? It wasn't that bad, but the city is falling apart. And I was ready to move. But before I move, I'm running against the head of the Justice Democrats and the head of the DSA. And you know why? Because I care about human beings more than you ever will, and I'm going to prove it from now to November 3rd. We got this. Thank you. Danny for Senate, ChrismanForSenate.com, Danny for Senate at Instagram. We got this. Check me out.
Hi, I'm back again. I decided to take off my mask this evening. Dion Powell. I too am a candidate on the conservative line, even though I'm a Democrat. Check me out on Facebook at the group of South Bronx Free Thinking Democrats. You can search that and I'll come up, join the group, participate, post your announcements. One of the one issues I'll talk about, I'll be brief, because I want to bring up the guest speaker tonight, and is this men's rights. Okay? I'm very solution-based. That's why, thank Larry Sharpe, the Bronx Libertarian Party, for giving us solutions instead of just, I'm blue team and I'm red team and let's argue. Blame you, I blame you, and you get this, right? No solutions. The number one issue that wows people that's different is child support forgiveness. Child support forgiveness is very close to me, even though I don't have any kids, but I know a lot of people affected by this system. Okay? You're already going to have student loan forgiveness. That's what everybody's talking about. You already want to have credit card and credit forgiveness. Why not child support forgiveness? The education I bring to the community is this. HRA has certain programs to help pay back matching funds, but we can expand it and do better. Okay? Men cannot pay their child support because they don't have access to something as simple as the driver's license. I'll say it again. Something as having access to a driver's license help them do what? Pay the child support. Number two, because child support, a lot of men can't have access to something so simple as a bank account. And what do you need a bank account for to help you do? Pay the child support. So child support forgiveness will help lift the men up in our community and other people as well. Now we can take a true leadership role and pertain to economic development factor. Okay? Also civic education and engagement, knowing how it works, not just vote and walk away, but who's who, what's what, okay? And economic development. Because the one word they don't want to have in the South Bronx is access. Access to leadership roles in our community, of the nonprofits and the businesses, access to capital, money to actually grow our business, buy houses, buy apartment buildings, own it, and number three, ownership. Lastly, own this property. Because if you have these three things, the Bronx and poverty will go away. Because the more money, responsibility, and ownership you give someone, the more conservative the mindset will become. And consistently across the board, no matter what team you are on, the minority community, the black community, the mindset is the hardest thing to affect, no matter what you want to teach. Now, without further ado, I'm going to bring out Emmanuel Christman. Emmanuel Torres is going to introduce our guest speaker for tonight. Sorry.
Again, this time without the mask. So yeah, just to let people know once again, nationally, throughout the entire United States, along with here, obviously, doing our best to take action. The Libertarian Party is the party offering solutions across the board, whether it be police brutality, warrantless searches, infringements on the Second Amendment, Now they're infringing on your First Amendment. You gotta be careful what you say. Rent is expensive in a lot of states. A lot of states heavily taxed as well. Uh, Fathers' rights movement. You've got a lot of fathers who want to be there for their children and have become disenfranchised due to unjust fathers' rights laws in the family court system. A bunch of things we have to fix, and the only way to do it is to try the only party offering valid solutions, not historical rhetoric that has gotten us nowhere. With that being said, the man who ran back in 2018 for governor of the state of New York, and whom we hope that reruns again come 2022, let me introduce to you watching at home, Mr. Larry Sharpe.
Hey guys, thank you all for coming. We are doing the outside, and this is 6 feet, so I will be removing my mask to do that to show you that I'm still being good, right? We are 6 feet apart, we are outside, still being good. This is my 15th stop. 5 days, 15 stops, 15 different counties. And if you watched any of them, you've seen a difference. You've seen at every single stop, different issues, different concerns, because we are a diverse state. And which means we have different values, different ideas, different priorities. I say it all the time, and I keep saying it. But the most important piece that you saw here is that each point you saw a Republican, Independent, Democrat, Libertarians, all here at this event. I've done this every single time when I was running in 2018, and we found that we could mix all 3 and 4 together in one event. Go to a Republican event, what do you find? Republicans. Go to a Democrat event, what do you find? Democrats. Go to one of our events and you find everyone together. Why? Because this is the only movement that can actually heal our nation. This is the only movement that can actually heal our state, your county, your city. There is no movement. If you're voting left or you're voting right, what are you getting? That guy's bad. That gal's bad. I don't have an answer. Everyone else is bad. If you vote gold, you get an actual answer. If you vote gold, your people talk about actual issues, not just R bad or D bad. You see that here all the time. It's critical that we do it this year, not next year. This year, we have to vote gold. Gold is critical to vote this year. This year is important to not just go red or blue only, to look down that line and pick the red, the blue, the gold, the whatever that works right for you. If you're unhappy with how our country is becoming, and many of you I know are, and you're still just going to look at your ballot and say, I'm just going to vote red or I'm going to vote blue, you're the problem. That's a fact. If you're unhappy. If you're happy, keep voting red, keep voting blue. I'm glad you're happy with what's going on. Please keep going on with that. But if you're not happy, you got to look down that line and say, who is the right person who will care about me? Who was the right person who will make changes, not just rhetoric, for me? Who is the right person that when I ask them a question, they won't just go, we got to care, we got to help. Instead, they'll actually say, there's something that we can do to make your life better. I cannot stress enough. This party, this movement, where we are here today, and thank you very much, Bronx Libertarian Party. I appreciate that. Thank you much for having us. This movement is about life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. I say it all the time, and I'll keep saying it. If you have happy people, they don't leave. If you have happy people, they don't protest. If you have happy people, they don't riot. If you have happy people, they make money, and they keep other people happy too. Our divorce papers from the UK said pursuit of happiness. That's correct, because that's what matters. And that was 200 and some odd years ago. It mattered then, it matters now. There is no way in the world. Someone who's sitting by me, by the way, told me something. But a guy named Aaron called me. He told me a story once. He said, what can I give you? Everybody in this room, sit there and give somebody. See, I'm giving you credit. So, what can I give everybody in this room that will make everybody happy? Now, I added it. Not just happy now, but happy 10 years from now. That's my addition. Right? So, what can I do to do that? Nothing. Because what makes you happy won't make you happy, which won't make you happy, which won't make you happy. Maybe you two might be happy, but you won't be happy. And whatever makes you happy now might not make you happy 10 years from now. So there's nothing I can give you with my magic powers I've just made up. So what could government do? It can't make you happy. It can provide an environment so that we all can pursue happiness the way we want to pursue it, the best of our ability. And guess what? Happiness for you is different than for me and everybody else in the chain. We will chase happiness and we'll lose it. We'll chase happiness and we'll get it. We'll lose it. We'll keep going. That's what life is about. That's what humanity is about. Yelling at each other while our cities literally crumble, while our cities literally burn, and now we squabble about who will rule the ashes, who will rule the rubble. Well, I don't want ashes, I don't want rubble, and I don't want to rule you. How about you rule yourself? This is the time, this year. Don't just vote straight red or blue. Look for the right person on your ballot. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bronx is out.